The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
On the Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the home of one of the leading Pharisees, and the people there were observing him carefully. He told a parable to those who had been invited, noticing how they were choosing the places of honor at the table. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. A more distinguished guest than you may have been invited by him, and the host who invited both of you may approach you and say, "Give your place to this man," and then you would proceed with embarrassment to take the lowest place. Rather, when you are invited, go and take the lowest place, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you will enjoy the esteem of your companions at the table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Brothers and sisters, the Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
Again, in today's Gospel, we find Jesus sitting at a table during Sabbath at the home or inside the house of a leading Pharisee. So this is simply a proof that Jesus is actually even friendly, no? Even to those people who considers him their enemies. In fact, no, lagi nating nakikita, natatagpuan na kapag ka nagtatagpo ang landas ng Panginoon at ang mga pariseo, ang mga eskriba, at ang yung mga eksperto sa batas, ay laging nagkakaroon ng pagtutunggali o pagtatalo o kritisismo. Sapagkat ang pakay lagi ng mga pariseo ay hanapan ng mali o kapintasan kung ano man ang ginagawa o sinasabi ng Panginoon. At sa kabila ng lahat ng ito, despite the criticism of the Pharisees, Jesus still, in a very friendly gesture, gave in to the invitation of a leading Pharisee to dine with him in his house. And true enough, Jesus gained even some of the Pharisees. In fact, one of them is Nicodemus, who was a leading Pharisee also, who actually admired and became a follower of Jesus. He was a Pharisee. So isang patunay na minsan hindi naman kailangan natin kamuhian ng ating mga kaaway. We have to be with them. Sometimes all they need is our presence and maybe our humble understanding and being with them. Simply being with them. And that is the way of Jesus. Despite the many criticism and even oppositions of the Pharisees, he related with them in a friendly way. At the same time, he takes this opportunity to teach important lessons. And in today's gospel, Jesus actually was teaching a very important lesson, not only to the Pharisees, but to everyone. The Pharisees, they love places of honor. They demand respect and praises from the people. But then the Lord is teaching them something even more important. And what is that? Humility. And then Jesus, at the end of the parable that he told, anyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and anyone who humbles himself will be exalted. So the exaltation that is coming from God is a more lasting exaltation. The praise is coming from people. Yes, it makes us feel good. It makes us popular. It makes us even more powerful than others. But this is very temporary. But then the Lord is teaching us that there is a more important exaltation. And that is exaltation coming from the Lord. And in contrary, that exaltation would not come from lifting up ourselves, but actually that exaltation coming from the Lord would be also coming from our humble gestures or from our humility. That is why if you humble yourselves, then the Lord will exalt you. So that is the important teaching that Jesus gave not only to those who were listening to him, but also for all of us listening to him today. No? Meron nga akong kakilala no, na siya ay nagtatrabaho sa isang fast food chain, isang sikat na fast food chain. At siya yung kumukuha ng mga order ng mga customers. And it happened that very moment, no, punong-puno yung kanilang tindahan, the fast food chain, no, and then mahaba yung pila. And then all of a sudden, there was somebody there who passed everyone through. At nilagpasan niya lahat at doon sa unahan, nagbigay siya ng kanyang order. At sinabi ng kaibigan ko, sabi niya, "Ma'am, meron po tayong pila. Pwede po kayong pumila kasi marami po tayong customers sa araw na ito." At then, ang sagot ng babae sa kanya, sabi niya, "Kilala mo ba kung sino ako?" No? So, ayun ang kanyang, "Do you know who I am?" And then everyone started to whisper, "Sino nga ba siya?" No? "Hindi mo ba alam kung sino ako?" Yun ang kanyang tanong. And then, that was actually a gesture of pride. No? Masyadong mayabang ang dating. No? At totoo naman, nung araw na yun, nung oras na yun, naging kilala siya. Kasi pinag-usapan siya ng mga tao. And then of course, following the protocol, no, yung kaibigan ko sabi niya, "Ma'am, we have to follow the line. Whether you like it or not. We have to serve the one who came first." And wala siyang nagawa. But this is the point of Jesus in the parable today. So when you are invited to a wedding feast, choose the lowest seat. So that when the host would come and tell you, "My friend, go up to a higher seat," then you will be exalted. But then if you choose the highest seat, no, when you are invited to a feast or a wedding banquet, and then your host would come to you, "My friend, please give this seat to this friend of mine, and please find a lower seat," then that would be an embarrassment. That is actually what happened to that woman, no, who assumed, no, that she would be treated, no, in a very special way. But then, instead of having that special treatment, she was actually embarrassed by the gesture that she did. And so, this is a good and important lesson for us to learn. No, humility, no, would gain, no, praise, not only from people, but even from God Himself. And this is coming from the Lord. Sabi nga ng nanay ko sa akin, no, "My son, it is better to lose your pride with the one you love than to lose the one you love because of your useless pride." And this is very much applicable in the gospel that we have heard today. It is better to lose our pride because of our love for the Lord than to lose the Lord because of our useless pride.